everybody. How are you all tonight? It's Sunday and here in Washington, D.C. It's snowing. I think we got about 7 inches or something like that. It's pretty crazy. And anyway, we're snowed in and I'm in this really comfy, sweater. So, I thought I'd take some time tonight and just be real vulnerable with you guys. So recently, I don't know if you've been noticing, but there has been a trend on Facebook called "How hard did aging hit you?" right? And what you're supposed to do is take one of your first Facebook profile pictures from when you first created your account until like a recent picture of you now and put them together side by side. And by doing that, you're supposed to see, how much you have aged or you haven't aged. So out of curiosity, because I saw everybody else, doing it, so out of curiosity, I don't even remember what one of my first profile pictures were. So I kind of looked back and I found a picture of myself, and it was actually a picture from my 20th birthday party. I remember because I was wearing a top that I had made myself, and I remember that night very vividly. It was interesting. I really did out of curiosity, and it's so nice because I received, people messaging me going, "Oh, you haven't aged at all. You still look so beautiful, and you haven't changed." I mean, and yeah, it's really nice, but I don't think it really did it justice, because the more I thought about it, the more it seems like that I really haven't changed, which is not true, because when I think back in the last 10 years, let me tell you that my body has been through quite a lot in the past 10 years, right? And it took a lot of work and research to get back to where I am right now, right? And my body is definitely not the same as 10 years ago. And I don't want it to be, right? And I'll tell you why. Okay, so, being completely honest with you, in the past 10 years, I've been diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome in the last 10 years, and I had to get that fixed, right? I had infections that I had to get fixed. I had sinus issues that I had to deal with, which I'm in a pretty good place right now with that, and that took a lot of research. And in the past 4.5 years, I've been pregnant and given birth twice, right? So my body has been through a lot, like all the hormone changes, all the weight changes, all those nights with no sleep, just taking care of baby, right? It was hard. And then the last pregnancy, especially with Gracie, that was especially hard, because in the end, I actually got super, super swollen, and I actually got diagnosed with preeclampsia. And I had high blood pressure in the last probably 2 or 3 weeks of my pregnancy. So yeah, my body's been through a lot. So it's definitely not the same. And actually just 8 months ago, I actually felt like, do you remember Shrek, Princess Fiona, how she actually turns into an ogre? I actually felt like that for a while, like with the swollen nose and the swollen face, and it was pretty terrible. So yeah, so I mean, that's why with the challenge, I don't think it does it justice to say, "Oh, you haven't changed," because my body changed so much, and I had to figure out how to get back to a good place. And I wanted to talk about that with you today. Like, how did I get back here? Because I know that I have certain areas of my body that I'm embarrassed about right now, that I'm working on. And I know that some of you might be feeling a little bit embarrassed to do the challenge, because maybe the last 10 years have been hard on you too, right? Emotionally or physically. So maybe you don't want to compare, right? Or you did compare, but you don't want to post it. So if you are in a place where you want to get back 10 years younger, or you want to feel 10 years better than you do now, stick with me and I will share with you some of the ways that I, you know, some of the ways that, like how I got to feeling better than I did 8 months ago. And I was in a pretty terrible place. Okay, so first, I definitely watched my diet and nutrition, right? In the last couple of years, I did a course in health coaching where I was introduced to all these different dietary programs, and I was, you know, learning about all of them. So I had to experiment and see what kind of eating really suited my body. And it was a great journey. And in the end, what I found for me, for my body, is a diet where I minimized the animal products, added in more fruits and vegetables, which are so healing. And instead of too much grains, I actually add in starchy vegetables such as the potatoes, sweet potatoes, and then cutting out a lot of the oils and fats. And that's how my body feels the best. That's how my body responds. So for yourself, maybe you want to go explore, you know, what kind of diet does your body crave? How do you feel the best? Don't just blindly follow any diet that's out there. Like, don't just blindly go vegan. Don't blindly go keto diet. Don't blindly go paleo. You know, explore what kind of diet you feel best, right? So I've definitely been on diets or ways of eating where I definitely noticed that my body did not like. So even though there are some people who do feel well on those diets, I don't. So stick what works for you, right? And then obviously taking my vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, and that's how I keep myself healthy on a cellular level. And it keeps the skin nice, right? So the second thing that I did that really started to shape and transform my body on top of the way I'm eating is strength training, right? Which I started doing about 6 months ago. After, I think it was about 2 months after I had given birth, I was, the total sit-ups that I could do was 0. So from being able to do 0 sit-ups to now, I can do quite a few, to be only able to do 3, you know, floppy push-ups to doing, you know, 3 sets of 10 really good, strong form push-ups. You know, I just feel so much better and stronger, and I'm feeling and looking a lot more toned. So, and I feel one of the ways that people actually start to look like they have aged more is if they start to gain more weight. So strength training, I definitely recommend it. And if you can, get a really great trainer, right? And here I just want to give a, you know, really quick shout out to my trainer, Priska, if you're watching. Thank you for all, you know, all that you've done for me. She's great. So third, skincare. Ladies, men, you know, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I think the skin, right? It's all about first impressions when you meet someone, and the skin really is a telltale sign of your age, right? And whether you've taken care of it or not. So I don't care what your skincare regime is, regimen, just have one and be consistent with it. And then if you can, get a really, really great skincare. And if you don't have one, message me. I can definitely recommend you a few. You know, and just be really careful not to leave your makeup on, right? And I'm finding that the older I get, the less makeup I want to wear, because I find that it dries out my skin. And I actually look better with less, right? So yeah. Okay, number 4, this is a really big one. And I struggle with this one too, and that is just to stop worrying so much. Gosh, I didn't know how much parents worried about their kids until I had kids, right? It's hard, but even I sometimes, you know, lose sleep just worrying over my kids, about their health, about how well they're fitting in school, how well they're developing. There's so many things to worry about. And then at the end of the day, I'm tired. I'm probably like grumpy because, you know, I'm not getting enough sleep because I'm tired. So the worrying really doesn't serve anyone, and it doesn't serve myself. So that's something I have to keep telling myself too. Just stop worrying. Yes, we can plan, we can be prepared, but other than that, why worry? You know, it really doesn't help. And there's nothing that ages someone more than, you know, like frown lines, worry lines, lines on someone's forehead or around here. That, you know, that's not laugh lines, obviously. So just stop worrying, right? And I know it's easy to say that, but one way that I find that really helps with the whole worrying thing is meditation, right? What I'm doing is, you know, 5 to 10 minutes every day. I try and fit that in, and it's been a really big game changer, right? Just taking the time to breathe, just to be present and not worry about the past or the future, what's gonna happen. It's been really great. And actually, I have a really great video that I found on YouTube that actually says that if you meditate, it's the only way that has been proven to actually reverse your biological clock, right? And I remember going to a health and wellness fair when I was still living in Sydney, and there was a booth that really promoted meditation, and they had pictures of people's faces before and after they meditated. And what they found was that after a period of meditation, over a period of time, that their faces, where it was really asymmetrical, so the left and right side was really different, after the whole meditation experience, their faces started to even out. Their faces start to look more peaceful, more relaxed, less tense. You know how you really tense and your jaw just tightens up like this. So meditation really seemed to help those people, and it's definitely helped me. So I definitely try and fit that in. So basically, these are the 5 things that I'm doing or have been doing to kind of get myself back to a place where I'm happy with myself, right? So if you're not there, then maybe try out some of the tips that I just gave you, or do a bit more research. What do you want to add into your life, or what do you want to change to feel better, feel younger, more youthful, right? So yeah, so I hope that has helped some of you. So yeah, tomorrow, this is completely unrelated, but tomorrow I'm actually having this big event in my local area, Springfield, Virginia, where I'm actually getting one of the top nutritionists in the US to talk to us about what it truly means to be healthy and to build a strong immune system and feel more youthful, right? So if you are in the local area, you can direct message me and I can send you a code where you can actually get into the talk for free. So if you're not in the local area, then message me and I can definitely, you know, share some or more of my tips with you about how to feel and look younger. So yeah, I hope that has helped you guys. If you are in Northern Virginia, keep safe, keep warm, and it's really nice hanging out with you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.